Right, so this is a tutorial on how to make a good intro to a juggling video. This video is going to be split, this tutorial is going to be split over two videos. The first video, we're going to look at some key points, some key techniques in which you should definitely do to enhance your intros or just to enhance your video. And then we'll also look at some of my favourite juggling videos, and we're going to look at the intros and why I like these intros so much. In video 2, we're going to look at Harvard Vincent's edit or snap, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I edited the intro the way I did. Okay, let me tell you why I think the intro is so important. Okay, there's two main reasons. One, super obvious, there's so much material online. If you don't engage the audience, if you don't excite the viewer from the get-go, they're very likely going to press the X button and go to the next video. The second one, which I think is just as important, if not even more important, this one's a little bit harder to explain, so let me try my best to explain it. But for me personally, I remember the start of the video and the end of the video way more than the middle of the video. If I watched a video today, 2 or 3 months down the line, I'm not going to remember exactly what's in the video. I won't even remember exactly what's in the intro. What I will remember is how the video made me feel, if I felt inspired, motivated, amazed. And when I talk to other jugglers about this video, your video, this is how I'm going to express myself. And if people remember more from the intro to the video, they will remember more how the intro made them feel, and that feeling is going to carry out through the whole video. It won't only carry out to the end of the video, it will carry out until the end of time in their memory. Every time that they think of your video, they'll remember how that video made them feel. And that is engaged mainly in the intro, because that's what they remember the most. They remember the start of the video the most. Okay, let's look at some key points, some key features in what you should definitely follow to enhance your juggling intros, if that makes sense. Okay, the first one I think is the vibe. You should definitely show the vibe. The vibe really makes the audience feel something. And to do that, there's a lot of different ways on how you can control the vibe. One could be who's in the video. What's in the video? Is it clubs? Is it balls? Is it Diablo? The location of the video. Well-timed audio, so well-timed music and well-timed sound effects. Different angles with the camera. You want some close-ups, some long-range shots, some shots which are unusual, like shooting up or shooting straight down. You want to excite the viewer as fast as you can. Show them something that they've not seen before. And what you want to do is that you want to combine as many of these together. So for example, location and audio. If you're juggling in a city, why not stick some sound effects? Beep, 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 beep. Or if you're juggling at a convention, you want to maybe add some crowd noise or some laughs to make the vibe happier, because you're in like a jolly convention space. Does that make sense? And I mean, some more could be camera angles and location. If you're juggling in Paris, take a photo of the Empire State Building, not a photo, get a shot of the Empire State Building. Maybe even stick a juggler there. So Gordon Ramsay walking past the Empire State Building. So you're showing the location, who's in the video, and you've got a good camera angle. So you're covering 3 points there. And you want to combine these as much as you can, and you really want to show the vibe. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So if it doesn't, what we're going to do is that we're going to look at some of my favourite juggling videos, and we're going to look at those intros, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I like them. Let's look at them now. Right, okay, it looks different now because it's night time and it was the morning when I did the first part of the video. That's why it looks different. So I said we were going to look through some of my favourite videos, and we're going to look at the intros, and I'm going to tell you why I like them so much. So first we're going to look at Sorensen Diablo by Alexei Libanin, and I'm going to explain to you why I like the intro so much, okay? So literally this intro, it covers all of these points which I've just previously mentioned. There's good camera angles, it's visual, it's well edited, it shows the location, who's in the video, what's in the video. It shows everything. It's well-timed music. He kicks in the beat with the music when he does the first Diablo trick. So now let's look at Laura Benjaminson in Proven 6. There's one thing that is mega beast about this intro, and that's the fact that he's timed the music not with the start of the clip, but he's timed the music with a big movement. And he's also used some visual effects to have a double explosion at the beat of the music. So when the rain is coming towards, the double kick is in time with the music, but also the screen is black and white. The double kick happens, the music kicks in, and then the whole frame is in colour. So you got a visual effect and a big movement all in time with the music. It's like a double explosion. Super excitement rushes to your head and you're engaged in the video. Does that make sense? So now let's look at Drugs by these three passes, okay? Now I've just started it now. It takes 3 to 4 seconds for it to kick in. The sound fades in first, then the visuals fade in. This whole image and sound, it's giving me the whole vibe. They're in a hall, there's no one else around. All I can hear is their footsteps. If you listen closely, the footsteps get louder and louder the closer they get. Mega idea. I'm expecting some kind of routine here because there's like a stage at the front and they're walking onto the stage in sync. This whole thing, it excites me. I love the way it's being presented, and this is different from all the other juggling videos, and this is something that's going to make me want to stick around. I was not expecting to see this. The text is amazing, the text is massive. Yeah, a routine. Again, I love the fact that you're in a massive hall and all you can hear is the clubs. There's no one else around. When you listen to the music kicking in, the music is in time with the clubs hitting their hands. I love these shots too. So it's been well timed with the music as well. It's absolute cracker of an intro. An absolute cracker. Right, now we're going to look at Where is Petter. So I've opened Where is Petter, but I've not started playing it yet. And I want you to look at this first image. Right now I'm confused. I don't know where I am. I don't know the perspective of the camera of where I'm looking. So this is a problem. I've got a problem right now in my head. Now let's start watching. Now my problem's solved. I know he's walked into frame and the camera's aiming down. But problem 2, how is the camera getting higher and higher and higher? Problem 2 solved. I could hear a crane. Okay, so now let me put it on pause. So there's 2 problems there and I've subconsciously solved these problems. But subconsciously or not, the human body gets like a boost of like excitement or happiness when they've solved the problem. I think they call it like endorphins, like a boost of endorphins. So it's quite an interesting way to engage the viewer, if that makes sense. So let's keep on watching. So now I'm thinking, how high is this crane going to go? And is he going to keep on throwing the balls up until the crane stops? I'm interested to find out the answer, so I'm going to keep on watching to get to the answer. There we go. To a stop. I love the sound as well. Now let's just quickly go back at the very start, and I want you to hear. I can hear people and I can hear laughing. So I have the vibe that he's in a hall with his friends and they're having a good time. Just listen. Do you hear that laughing? So yeah, this is an absolute cracker of an intro. An absolute cracker. Okay, so now we're going to look at Amarin's video. I think it's called Documentation. So, I'll be honest with you, I definitely don't like the colours, don't like the camera. I don't like the light and I do not like the angle. I do not like the music, it's very slow. Alberts, I'm very impressed with Alberts, but this doesn't engage me. I've seen Alberts so many times before. So, I know Amarin, I know who Amarin is. Therefore, I will keep on watching. But if I never knew who Amarin was, there's a chance I would just press the X button. But I want you to keep on watching now. Boom! Mental explosion inside Lucy's brain. So, this explosion that Amarin's just given me, you can't give that same explosion that I've just felt to everyone else who's watched the video. It's really dependent on you being interested in juggling. Now this video came out in 2012 where foot balancing was nowhere near as much researched than it is now in 2020. So when I first saw this was one of the first foot balancing tricks I've ever seen. My mind absolutely exploded. Obviously if you've been juggling for 2 weeks, everything's new to you. You've been gaining explosions, like excitement explosions, on a daily basis because you've been only juggling 2 weeks. But the longer and longer you've been juggling, the less and less surprised you are by certain tricks. Therefore, when you get an explosion in your head, it explodes bigger because you haven't felt that explosion for a longer period of time, the longer you've been juggling. Does that make sense? So when I saw this, my brain exploded with madness. Well, I think if you can do what Amaran has done with either high technique or a new concept, creative style, do it. You must do it. Because that is the greatest feeling that I get, and I think a lot of other jugglers will receive too, who have been juggling for a longer period of time. I hope that makes sense. And this is the last intro that we're going to look at. So thank you for watching. I'm very grateful that you have watched this so far. In the next video, I'm going to be going through Harvard Vincent's Oh Snap, and I'm going to take you through the edit on and why I edited the intro exactly the way I did. Okay, so get ready for that video. Thank you for watching. Oi, and I'll see you soon. Oi, oi,